And thank you for joining us for the News at 5. I'm Mark Hall. Today is a DMV first warn day. You can take a look at the state capitol as the heavy rain continues to fall. Now we have team coverage with Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb and Meteorologist Scott Sumner. Janessa, we're going to start with you.
Yeah, Mark, we just have explosive storms that have a lot of moisture content to them, and that's why we are seeing almost buckets of rain that are falling across the district. Now, great news, severe thunderstorm warnings for Fairfax and the district have expired, and now what we are potentially dealing with is all the flash flooding across the area. We do have one for Prince William severe thunderstorm warning in place until 5:45. I think the bulk of the moisture is hovering into the district and even just south of Prince William, where we're dealing with a flash flood warning, and that's going to last until 7:30. The problem is that you have this abundance of moisture that's lifting in from the south and west, and some of these spots you have repetitive storms going over the same location, and once again it's just in time for people's evening commute. Also, Fairfax County flash flood warning until 8 p.m. So if we get down to street level across 495 into Fairfax, Vienna as well, Tyson Corner, a lot of moisture dropping across that area. When you see the darker reds and the yellows, that's where we're dealing with torrential rain. Now, closer to the district, you can see this entire storm system. Let's push over here. You can see out towards northeastern, southeastern as well. Flash flooding is currently taking place, and now this is in Prince George's County as well. We have a flash flood warning. Does this extend up to Montgomery? Yes, it does. For Silver Spring, Montgomery, Prince George's, the district as well, under this flash flood warning until 8 p.m. So I can see right now, looking at our radar, East Riverdale, just south of College Park into Mount Rainier as well. You are seeing the heavy duty moisture with rainfall rates about 1/4 to 1/2 inch right now. And some of these spots just in the last about 7 days, this is the same moisture that's going over the same spot. So this is easily prone areas that we are dealing with flash flooding in most of the district into Prince George's County. Look at this, Ivy City in the district, nearly 2 inches of rain in some spots. So very dangerous conditions as people are heading home for their evening commute. Taking a broader view, I'm going to expand out so people understand the direction that we're looking at. That's the district, and the rest of the DMV from southern Maryland all the way into northern Virginia. One other thing, can you put on the lightning strike? We dealt with those deaths just about a week ago, and unfortunately, these storms have a good amount of lightning associated with this. As we zoom in, wow, we are talking nearly 217 strikes. And remember, if you hear lightning, get indoors, but even lightning expands about 10 miles. So very dangerous setup with all the moisture, the lightning in the atmosphere. And that's the two primary threats that we're dealing with. Damaging wind gusts, not so much, but this is just dangerous as it makes its way into Montgomery, Prince George's County. Now we'll continue to watch the severe weather as it lifts to the north and east. And what should we expect as we go into the rest of the evening? Scott, what do you got?
All right, absolutely, Janessa. So we've done the tour there, and now we're going to be taking a look at what we have with regards to what we call our future scan, and we'll put that future scan into motion, and you can see that the bulk of that shower activity will continue to be hanging around the D.C. area, but it will also continue to push a little bit further to the east and south as well. So the future scan is picking up. This is just an hour's lapse. That's all this can go out as far as a time lapse. But still, nonetheless, you can see quite nicely here. Maybe can we take the future scan? Can we take the graphic full? And if we do that, there we go. You can see that basically that this is where it is and where it will be moving in a short amount of time. So places like Charles County and Calvert County will be getting end of the act. Now, these are some generalized rainfall totals that I took just about 15 minutes ago, and you see by Oakton, almost 3 inches of rain here in the past hour. That's why these flash flood warnings are being issued. A little bit north and to the east and of Reston there, about 1.67, a little bit to the west of McLean, 1.72, and around Alexandria, if you focus down there south of Washington, 2.3 inches. Now, thankfully, these storms are moving, although some of them are slow movers. If you want to talk about rainfall rates, my goodness, if these stayed stationary for one particular hour, we'd be seeing around 6.6 inches in and around Silver Spring. Very, very intense rain across the area. We'll have more details, Janessa and I, throughout the newscast coming up.
Scott, let's actually take a wider view of our current radar. So Scott just gave you the perspective of what we're going to expect for the rest of the evening. We want to stay on weather coverage because it's super important with this flash flooding that is taking place across the district and over 200 lightning strikes that are taking place. So let's show you some cities. Look at this line of storms. That's just incredible, making its way from Frederick, spreading all the way down to Culpeper. Some of these storms are currently stalled out. So you can see they're pretty slow, actually, moving to the south and east, 15 to about 20 miles per hour. Let's put on the hail. What we're seeing is over an inch of hail in some spots. Let's take the lightning off and show you where the hail is currently falling, and it's falling just south of the Reston area into Alexandria. This is the central of the district, Highway 29 into Silver Springs. What you are looking at, the pink and that kind of blackish color, is hail that's coming down. And when we show you our live shots, it almost looks like snow that's falling across the area. So you're seeing that now making its way into Montgomery, even Prince George's County. Scott, have they issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Prince George? Let's look at that.
I am checking my phone right now to see if they have an update. I have not had an update for Prince George at all, so no severe thunderstorm warning for that county yet.
Okay, so you have this bulk of this moisture that's coming into that area. What is this box saying right here?
Let's see.
Yeah,
see, it's showing there.
Okay, that's the severe thunderstorm warning that's now in Prince George's County until 6 p.m. So what the National Weather Service is saying is that this entire storm will continue its track more towards the east. So Bowie into Greenbelt, into Beltsville as well. You're seeing this strong line of storms with flooding a primary threat, and this is going to make its way even into the Baltimore area. So you have hail associated with this. And that's just outside of Montgomery County as well, that severe thunderstorm warning. So Silver Spring, you are just out of the mix of this, and the bulk of this moisture is now starting to exit the district. So the damage is kind of already done with what rainfall rates in some areas. Ivy City getting reports of nearly 2 inches of rain on the ground. Just a couple days ago, we were talking about the flash flooding that was across the area, and so unfortunately we are seeing repetitive storms due to a cold front that is sitting well out to our west. So taking a larger view, a scope of things, this is actually the Beltway, and then you have our surrounding areas where we have a flash flood watch in place for all of the DMV until 11 p.m. So we are going to be on weather alert for the flash flooding, also hail, some strong winds, about 15 to 20 miles per hour. So damaging wind gusts, really not an issue. But with these low-lying areas across the district, the flooding going to be an issue. Mark?
All right, thank you, Janessa and Scott, and we'll check back in with them right now. There is more outrage and concern tonight regarding the weekend attack on a gay couple in Northwest D.C. Police are investigating it as a possible hate crime. D.C. News Now's Dave Laval has the latest.
Police have new clues in who's responsible for a weekend attack on a gay couple in Northwest D.C. The victims are still bruised and shaken by the assault days later.
I think gay and especially trans people are a target now for...
Robert is one of the two people assaulted. He and Antonio asked we not give their last names or show their faces out of concern for their safety. The attack happened early Sunday night in the 1700 block of 7th Avenue Northwest. The two said they walked past some teens when one of them shouted gay slurs. Another then came up from behind Robert and punched him.
He definitely was more hurt than I was. I just had a couple of bruises on my head.
Police released these surveillance pictures of two men. They're considered persons of interest. Police are investigating the assault as a possible hate crime. D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser condemned the attack. She said on her Twitter page, quote, "We must stand up for our friends and neighbors, especially right now when there's too much anti-LGBTQ+ rhetoric sweeping our nation," end quote. It's a feeling shared by those who live near the crime scene.
It's just childish, you know. It's, I don't even know how to explain it. Just we need to pray more and love more and accept people for who they are and let them be. You know?
Both men are recovering from their physical injuries. However, it's the emotional wounds that will take time.
Emotionally, I'd say we're both pretty
Shaken up?
yeah, shaken up.
Yeah. I think it's going to take a while to process and kind of know how to feel about stuff and where we're going to feel safe walking down the street again.
And that was Dave Laval reporting. In Prince George's County, police there are looking for the person who's responsible for a homicide that happened this morning. Investigators confirmed to DC News Now that they found the body of a man in a car at the intersection of Wessex and Chesterfield Drives around 6:45 this morning. Police have not released the man's name or how he died. Anyone with information is asked to call PG Crime Solvers or submit your tip using the P3 Tips app. Well, a man is fighting for his life tonight after a house fire in Prince George's County, Maryland. First responders arrived at the two-story home just before 2:30 p.m. Crews found smoke coming from the basement. What caused the fire is still under investigation. Well, happening now, President Donald Trump has pleaded the Fifth and declined to answer questions under oath in the New York Attorney General's civil probe into the Trump Organization. The former president's deposition comes a week after his two eldest children testified in the same investigation. The civil probe stems from allegations that the former president and his organization inflated financial statements.
Many of its key assets, including golf courses and skyscrapers, and by doing so, whether it misled the banks that loaned it money, as well as taxing authorities.
The Trumps and the Trump Organization were unsuccessful at blocking a subpoena for their testimony. They have denied any wrongdoing. And President Trump released a statement explaining why he pled the Fifth, saying that when your family, your company, and all the people in your orbit have become the targets of an unfounded, politically motivated witch hunt supported by lawyers, prosecutors, and the fake news media, you have no choice. Now, anything the former president said during the deposition could have been used against him in a criminal case, and while the investigation by the state attorney general's office is civil, there's also a criminal investigation with the Manhattan District Attorney's Office. Well, President Joe Biden signed the PACT Act into law today. It's a bill that strengthens health care and benefits for American veterans who have been diagnosed with illnesses related to burn pits. Now, this bill is personal for the president. He has reason to believe that his son died from cancer that was caused by this burning trash. The president did not solely blame the burn pits, but he noted a connection. He also said that how both sides of the aisle were able to come together on this act and allow for it to be passed.
More than earned and more than deserved. This law is long overdue, but we finally got it done together. And I don't want to hear the press tell me Democrats, Republicans can't work together. We got it done, and we got it done together. So God bless you all. You are the backbone, the very spine of this country.
Well, the act marks the most significant bill for toxic exposure veterans in over the last 30 years. Well, a new report shows inflation cooled in July as gas prices and airfares fell. Well, today's consumer price index is a bigger slowdown than economists predicted. But consumers may still be paying higher prices for some. Now, Washington correspondent Jesse Tenor has more with the response from the White House and Capitol Hill.
People were still hurting, but zero inflation last month.
President Joe Biden welcomed the news that month over month, the consumer price index did not move at all in July. That's because gas, plane tickets, and used cars got cheaper, offsetting increases in rent and food costs.
We're seeing some signs that inflation may be beginning to moderate.
Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo said lower fuel costs are the main indicator.
Everyone sees gas prices coming down at the pump.
And Raimondo said easing supply chain problems are keeping store shelves stocked.
It's a gnarly problem, but we're making progress and consumers see it.
Inflation remains the #1 problem our nation is facing.
Oklahoma Republican Congressman Tom Cole stressed annual inflation is still at 8.5% as the House prepares to vote Friday on the Inflation Reduction Act. It's Democrats' $750 billion bill that would make the largest investment in U.S. history to combat climate change and allow Medicare to negotiate prescription drug prices for the first time. The legislation would be paid for through new taxes on large corporations and stock buybacks. The Senate passed it right down party lines, and it's likely to face the same fate in the House.
We cannot tax and spend our way into lower inflation.
And that was Jesse Tenor reporting. Economists say that housing costs, particularly rents, continue to climb, which could keep inflation high for some time.